Basic functions in Excel. In this session, let us see how to work with some basic functions. Before that, let us try to understand how to work with some simple calculations in Excel. See, first of all, let us understand that any formula, whatever you type in Excel, if it is when you are typing number, so it will be right aligned. So whenever we come across numbers or whatever it is, text, most of supports number of calculations. Whatever we do in Excel, most of the time we will be doing one or the other way calculations. So formulas and functions are very important in Excel. So let us see how to work with some basic functions. So before that, we will understand how to work with or how to do some calculations in Excel. Say for example, we are having two values here. If I want to add these numbers, okay, so these are all the things that are supported, like formula begins with equal sign, you see here. I cannot write this one, okay. In any cell, I can do the calculation by using equals, means Excel supports addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and you can also use parenthesis. These are all the symbols that are supported for calculation, just like how you work with in your mobile phones. So this is one method wherein you are just directly typing the values and you are using the symbol, whatever it is, addition, subtraction, multiplication or division, and you are arriving at the result. Another method is we can make use of cell references. That means, you see here, so all of you know what is cell reference. That means the cell number, that means column name followed by row number. So this will first cell will become A1, so this is B1, this is C1, so this is D3, the active cell is D3. That is how we can recognize the cell addresses. So we will make use of this cell address. Say for example, so we are having two values here, you see, 20 plus 30. I want to add these numbers. What I will do is, in a cell where I want the result, I will place the cell, we call it as active cell, type equals. So type the cell address, that is E3 plus E4 plus E5. Press the enter key. So this is how we can do the calculation in Excel. Anything for that matter. Suppose we are having 50 and 20. So we can use equals this cell address B8 divided by B9. So this is how we can do the calculation, simple calculations in Excel. Apart from using these basic symbols like addition, subtraction, division or multiplication, we can also use relational operators like greater than, less than, not equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So and this can be used in logical function. But however, we can see how this is going to work by just using this equal symbol. We can just check this, 10 greater than 5. That means it will check for the logical expression and it will return the value true or false. See here. So this is how it is going to execute. So let us discuss these relational operators in detail in a later stage while we are discussing if functions. So let us try to understand some more functions, okay, some more functions and how to do the calculations. Okay. Example, some bill amount. We are having some bill amount of 4,500. So some additional transport charges. Say for example, it is 400. Okay. So we want to find the total of this. And say for example, we may add some tax for this. Say tax may be, I just for our this one, it may be 80%. 18%. So we want to find another grand total. So this is just an assumption, just to make you understand like now how this is going to work. Say here what we are going to do, how we are going to do the calculation, you see here. So we know the amount 4500 is the amount and 400. So first we will find the total of this. We can just use the cell addresses, that is F11 plus F12. So this is the total. We want to find the tax for this, equals, where is the cell address where the 4900 is present, that is F14 into 18 percentage symbol. We got this. So finally how to find the total, that is again you see total, grand total. That means we to find the grand total we are using F14 plus F15. So this is how we can do the calculation. That means first we are doing the addition using cell reference. Secondly we are doing this, we are multiplying the result with 18%, that is F14 into 18%. Finally we are doing F14 plus F15. So this completes the calculation. So this is how we can do the calculations in Excel. We will now see how to make use of basic functions in Excel. Like we are having some basic functions like sum, count, average, maximum, minimum. So these functions require some, these are inbuilt functions in Excel. So they have some different meaning altogether in Excel. And whatever that we are getting the parenthesis, in between inside this we can write some arguments. So we will understand how we can write the function and how to make use of the arguments within this parenthesis. There are different methods of working with function. So we will see how we can work with basic functions. First one is you select the cell. Say for example you will take up this example wherein we are having some particular some amount listed here. So we want to find the sum of the amount. We can do it like this by just adding all those things. Okay, but this doesn't make sense. That means it is not suitable for long listed items. Okay, so we'll remove this. We'll see how to make use of functions. So first method is you can go to home tab. You can get the auto sum feature here. If you click on this small button, you will be seeing list of basic functions like sum, average, count, max, minimum. All these things are available here. You can just click on this. So it will add the function sum, and also in between it will add the parameter. That means it will add the range of cells. So you can always remove the range of cells if it doesn't suits your requirement, and you can add your own range of cells. You see here. Now in this we are using B21 colon B25. So this is the range of cells for which I want to find the sum. So press the enter key. So you will be able to find the sum. Okay, this is one method. Similarly, we can use another method also. That means there is a formula bar. Okay, that means formula tab is there. There is a formula tab from which you can get number of functions listed here. You see here. So you can go to maths and trigonometry. You can find the sum function. So I'll just show you this. I'll just do this. Delete this one. So let us go to formula tab. In this maths and trigonometry, you can get this sum function, and once again it will show the range of cells. Say for example B21 colon B26. I want only up to 25. You can just type it here, or you can just remove this and you can do the selection. Okay, then click the OK button. If you want some help, you can get help from this. Okay, by clicking on this help on this function button, click the OK button. So this is one another method. So another method is you can click on the formula bar. You see here. I will delete this. Okay, here you can see the fx function. You can just click on this. Okay. So you can get the insert function dialog box. So here also you can get this insert function. If you go to home tab, if you go to auto sum, last one more function, In this also you can get the insert function dialog box, okay, and close this. If you go to formulas, here also you can see this same more function, okay, you can get the list. That means the same operations we are doing in different tabs, that's all. Same thing we are doing from different tabs, okay. So you can do anything, all are same, okay. I will just go to home tab. I will make use of this FX button. You can see these are the list of functions which are available in Excel, okay. So I am just making use of some function here, you can see. So go to, or just if by pressing this, so you can see, okay, some function. And also here it will show what is the use of this, adds all the number in the range. You can also click help, it will show the help in Excel. So how you can make use of some function. So like this you can get help for any function for that matter. You can get the details of how this sum function is working and how you can make use of sum function, okay. So these are various methods like how you can work with sum function. That means it is not only for sum function, any basic function or advanced function you can make use of these methods, okay. Apart from doing this, you can also make use of function by just typing it, okay. You can see here. So whenever you start typing, you can get the function name here. That means you can get the hint. So you can put the range, cell range, okay, B21 colon B25, then close this, enter this. So these are the various methods how you can work with functions in Excel. Similarly, if you want to find the average, you can do this. You see this equals, we are having the function like average. Here itself it will show this, okay. And also you can know what are the arguments, okay. So it will, you can start with this starting address, ending cell address, close the parenthesis, okay. So it will give the average. Okay, this is how we can do the calculations. Equals average C13 colon C17. Say for example, to understand the count function, say we are having some values here. Say how many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That is nothing but count. So it will give the count of numeric values that is present between the range of cells. The starting cell address is D20, the ending cell address is D24. So this is the number of values that are present within this cell. Say if there is no value here, so I will get 2. So wherever the numeric values are there, it will find the calculation. That means it will find the count and it will give the result. So we will take up a small statement so that we will understand the functions better. So we will add a column for this. We will add one column for this, okay. So we will try to find the sum of all this. That means you, as in this example, you can see serial number, name, written test, interview and practicals. I want to add all these three, written, interview and practical, and I want to find the total. What I am going to do is, I am using the function like this, equals sum. So starting cell address, ending cell address. That means C32 colon E32. Press the enter key. Now fill the series. So you need not do it for all the cells. You need not do for each and every row. So that is the advantage of using Excel. You need not do all these things. Do for one cell and then you can fill the series for all the cells. Okay. So this is how you can do this. Now we will see how to make use of maximum minimum functions here. Okay, so maximum means it will find the highest in this group or the range of cells, and minimum will give the lowest in the range of cells. Say for example, highest marks. Okay, I want to find the highest one. See here, I am using this equals max, that's maximum, and then I am using the range of cell, that means C32 colon C41. So you can notice that 96 is the highest value. You can even fill in this way also, right side you see here. Not only the fill series works vertically, you can also do horizontal. You see here, 85 is the highest in this list. So 86 is highest in this list, 230 is the highest in this list. Similarly, we will use this lowest, or I can call it as, in Excel words we can call it as minimum. So here equals minimum, so provide the range of cells. So this is the minimum value. Same thing you can do here also. So 12 is the minimum, 12 is the minimum here. You can change the values and you can have a cross check. Say for example 100. Okay. Say for example you see here. Whenever the value changes, here also the calculation will also change. Okay. Similarly, I want to find the average of this. I can find the average. Okay. So, while finding the average, don't calculate based on total. You can do it like this, average. So, again I have to select this C32 colon E32. So, again fill series, same method you can fill the series. So, average of written, interview and practical. So, to remove this you can also remove this decimal places using the, see here, increase or decrease decimals. If you want you can remove it completely, or you can. So, we know how to work with maximum, minimum, okay, average, sum, average, maximum, minimum, count. Okay. So, this ends up your basic function. So, we will discuss about some more function in Excel. So, now we will learn one more very important function in Excel, that is round function. So, whenever we come across decimal values, that means 25.35 or 30.65, something like that. So, we have to round it off to some decimal numbers. Okay. So, we will see with an example how we can do the, or how we can make use of the round function. Okay. Here the round syntax of round function is round, we have to write the value or the new decimal number whatever we are having, and how many number of digits we want after the decimal point. Okay. So, we will see how to make use of this by looking at an example. See, I am having some values here, 25.36, 35.123, so 14.65. So, we are having some values here. So, clearly understand this, we can make use of increase or decrease decimal. Okay, increase or decrease decimal, but this is not the actual method of rounding this. That means if you click on this cell, okay, where the 15 is present, observe the formula bar here. So, it is showing 14.6854. Actually, in this box it is showing 15. That means actually it is not removing the decimal, it is just hiding the decimal values. So you can also clarify this by doing some calculation. You see, if I multiply with 2, actually I should get the result, that is 30, but I will not get that. See here. So that means the increase or decrease decimal values in this number, okay, or in this home tab, that is just to hide the decimal values, and it is not removing the decimal values. Okay. So the correct method of doing that is by using round function. Let us see how to make use of the round function. I will write the example here. Okay, once again I will type the example. So here I want to remove the decimal. Say for example in this 25.36, I want to remove one decimal, and I want to retain only one decimal value. That means I want to get like this 25.4, it should become 25.4, but actually when I use this increase or decrease decimal, it is just hiding that and it is not removing the decimal. So the function that I have to use in this is here equals round, 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 okay, give the cell address where the decimal value is present, and after decimal number how many decimal places you want. Okay, 25 point, whatever the decimal places you want, I will just give 1. That means after the decimal point I want only one value. Okay, it should round off or it should remove only the second one. That means if it is 25.36, I want to remove the 6th part, and then I have to use it for or update it as 25.4. you see here. So this is how we are going to get this result. Okay. So similarly I will do it here also, round, so the decimal value, comma, I will use 1. If I use 0, it will remove the complete decimal values, you see. Okay, here also I can use round, the number, comma, number of digits I want after the decimal point. Say if I give 1, so this is the result I am going to get, that is 15.5. So this is how the decimal point can be updated or removed using round function, and that's why the round function is very important in Excel. See, if we will use the round function in our statement, whatever we have done here now, we will try to make use of the round function. Here whatever we have used in this average now, that is just hiding the decimal. Actually we have not removed the decimal values, you see here. So we have not received, that means we have not removed that decimal values, we have only doing the hiding of decimal. That means using increase or decrease decimal, we are just hiding the decimal values. Okay, if at all you want to actually remove that, actually if you want to remove that, we can use the round function. I will show there are two methods of doing this. I will just use the rounding of this. Okay, observe the difference carefully. Okay, I am using this equals, round, and then I am using this whatever the average value I got, and I am just using the decimal values I am requiring after the decimal point is 2 digits. I am doing this, I am just using the fill series. Okay, observe the difference. Now you say this, I will select this average, I will try to increase the decimal. Here also I will do the same thing, you see here. Can you notice the difference? Okay, so it is just hiding that and it is not removing the decimal values. Here it is removing the decimal values. So that is the difference between round and using increase or decrease decimal values. So round function makes sense whenever you are doing this round off, okay, for any decimal values. So let us understand one more thing. Okay, let us try to understand one more thing. I will remove this. Okay, I will delete all these things completely. So we will understand. Okay, I will delete this. We will understand one more thing. That means whenever we are doing average, okay, as we know, we can write one function within another. Okay, we can write one function within another. That means While finding the average, I will make use of round function. You see how I am going to do that. Equals, I will find the average. Okay, average, as you know, we have to give the first cell address or the range of cells for which we want to find the average. Here I will make a small change. That means I will, while doing the average, I want to round it off. Okay, I can do like this, equals round. Okay, and inside this I will write the average function. I will find the average of all these things, that is C39 colon E39. I will find the average, comma, once I get the result, okay, that will become the number, first parameter for round function, and after that I will use the number of digits I require for, that means number of digits I will require after the decimal point, that is 2 numbers, okay, 2 digits. You see this. Now I will fill the series. That means I am doing the 2 works at the same time, okay, 2 functions in 1 column. You observe the difference now. Okay, if I increase or decrease the decimal, because using the round function I have removed that and I am using number of digits I require after the decimal point. Okay, this is how we can make use of one is round function, and in another method I am trying to make you understand how we can write round function, and inside that we can use another function to get the input for this number part or first parameter. Now we will understand how to work with round function, round up function and round down function. Let us make sure what is the difference between round, round up and round down functions. So first of all we will take up an example wherein we are having some values like 14.56, 14.35. So normally the round function, what it will do is it will check whether the value is that means the decimal value it is more than 0.5. Okay, if it is more than 0.5 it will round it up to next higher number. If the value is less than 0.5 it will round off to previous number. So that is how the round function will work. Okay, so let us now see how this is going to work here. So for 14.56 and 14.35 I will make use of this, equals round, I will use the value here C67, that is 14.56 is in C67 comma 0. So we will get the answer, that is 15. Similarly we will try to work with this. So round 14.35 comma 0, that means C68, that is the cell address, comma 0, that means 0 is we don't want any decimal values. So that is 14. So this is how the round function works. So now let us understand how the round up function will work. Round up function will work like this. So that means if you are having any values, okay, so irrespective of whether it is more than or less than 0.5, it will round it up to next higher number. So sometimes even based on our problems, whichever is required, whether it is required round up or round, we have to judge and we have to make use of that. You see. So if even if it is less than 0.5 it will round off to next number, even if it is more than 0.5 it will round off to next number. That is how this round up function will work. So here we will take and work this example. You see here, equals round up. Okay, so there is cell address, that is C67 comma 0. Okay, so we will get the value as 15. Similarly we will try to work on this round up, it is 14.35, that is cell address is C68 comma 0. So if we click on this, okay, press the enter key, we will notice that here you see, here we get 14 but here you will get this answer as 15. That means whether it is more than 0.5 or less than 0.5 it will round it off to next higher number. So that is how the round up function will work. Similarly round down function, okay, irrespective of whether the value is less than 0.5 or greater than 0.5 it will round off to previous number. Okay, so we can use this round down function. Okay, it is round down. So we will take up this example 14.56, that is C67, 0. So you can notice that the answer is 14. Similarly, I can do it for this, okay, round down. So 14.35, that is C68, okay, that is cell address, 0. So the answer is 14, okay. That means round up will round to higher number, so round down will round it off to previous number. So round function, based on whether it is greater than 0.5 or less than 0.5, it will round off to next number or previous number. So that is how the function round up and round down will work, okay. So this is the difference between round function, round up function and round down function. Based on the requirements, we will be using whether we want round function or round up function or round down function. Based on the problems, we have to decide which one is appropriate and which one we have to make use. Now we will understand how to work with floor and ceiling. Okay, let us say what is the use of floor function and what is the use of ceiling function. So we will take up an example to understand this, how this floor or ceiling function will work. So first of all, we will take the ceiling function. So let us try to understand what is the use of ceiling function. See, I will take up this example. We are having employee ID, salary amount, and we are having a column for doing the calculation, that is for ceiling. Say for example, here we can see this, the salary amount is 14,536, 12,458 or 13,250, 21 or 14,521, 12,581, something like this. So what we are expecting out of this is, so we want to round it off. That means we want to make sure that whenever we come across 14,536, it should round it off to next 10. That means 14,536. We want to round it for 14,540. Say for example, if it is 12,458, we want to get it as 12,460. So we want to round for next higher number, that is next 10, okay. So it may be next 10, next 50, next 100, whatever it is. So we will take an example wherein we want to get the next 10, okay, it is multiple of 10. So we will use the ceiling. So it is ceiling, cell address, that is C77, whatever the significance that we want, that means next 10, 50 or 100. Here I am using 10, I want it for next 10, okay. So I will get it as 14,540. Similarly, I will use the fill series here. See here, whenever I get 12,458, I will get it as 12,460. It is 13,250. There is no change in this. 14,521, I am getting it as 14,530. 12,581, I am getting it as 12,590. So this is how we can get the next 10. So we can work it out for different values. If it is for next 50, you can try this. You see here, ceiling, cell address C77, that is 50. 50 is the significance. Next 50, I want to get the next 50. That means I want to get the multiple of 50, that is 14,550. Okay, I will just try to fill the series. See here. So it is 12,458, it is 12,500. If it is 13,250, again there is no change because it is also multiple of 50. So we will get the same answer. 14,521, it is 14,550. 12,581, it is 12,600. Okay. So I can do one more, take one more example, that is how we can get the next 100. You see here, equals ceiling. So this is the value, that is C77, 100. You see here. So next 100. So for 14,536, next 100 is 14,600. You see here. So it is 12,500. This one is 13,300. You see here, it is multiple of 10 was there, 50 was there. Now it is changing, that is 13,300. That is the multiple of 100. So 14,521, it is 14,600, and 12,581, it is 12,600. Okay. So this is how the ceiling function can be used. Now we will take up an example to work with floor function. So in the same way how we work for ceiling, in the same way we can also work for floor function. That means we will be getting the previous 10, previous 50 or previous 100. In the same way how we work with this, we can also get the value for floor. So let us see this equals. So here I am having an example of product name, product price, and I want to see how to work with floor function now. Equals floor. So this is the price value. So that is D86, comma, I will use it as 10. That means significance I have given 10, so that I want to get the previous 10. See here. So if it is 658, I am going to get it as 650. Okay, let me fill the series. So if it is 12,284, it is 1280, or 1535, that is 1530. 840, it is 840 only, because it is again multiple of 10. So 3278, it is 3270. So this is previous 10. So similarly we can get round it off to previous 50 or previous 100. So let us see this. So same thing, equals floor. So it is D86, comma, that is instead of 10 I am using it as 50. So that is previous 50. So you can see this. So it is multiple of 50. It is 12,284. It is 1250, and it is 1535. It is 1500. 840. It is 800. So 3,278, it is 3,250. So in the first case it is no change for it is multiple of 10 as well as multiple of 50. So we got the answer 650 here, as well as in the previous 50 also we got the answer 650. So equals floor. So 6D86, comma, 100. So this is how we can get the answer. 600, 1200, 1500. So it is 800. So you can observe the difference. So once again, it all depends on the type of problems that you come across, whether we can use the ceiling or flooring, okay, values. Sometimes in production or product sales they will be using the floor method, and sometimes in the salary statements in accounting they will be using ceiling method. So what is your requirement and what is the problem that suits? So based on that you can make use of either ceiling or either floor function. So in this session we discussed about how we can work with calculation, or how we can do calculation in Excel by using some simple option, that is formula begins with equal sign. We know how to make use of symbols like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, parenthesis can be used within calculation, and we know some relational operators like greater than, less than, not equal to, equal to, okay, greater than or equal to, right, less than or equal to. So we discussed some basic function, that is sum, count, average, maximum, minimum, round function, okay, round up function, and how to make use of floor function and ceiling function.